Hey, what's up YouTubers? Today I want to talk to you about what it's like to own a saltwater reef tank. This is what the hobby's like. What the? No! Did that just happen?
I don't know. It doesn't
So
look
upsetting.
like it.
Yeah, which tank? What fish was that? That's, he looked kind of funky the last couple of days.
Skinny.
That's what the hobby's about. Surprises. One day happy fish. Well, I guess skinny fish. Wow, that sucked. That kind of leads into what you just said. Expensive. So sorry for my voice, guys. My voice is gone today. I'm gonna still try and do this video. That really sucks. Yeah, the fish is a goner. So what is it like to own a reef tank? It's full of surprises. Look, now what? She's yelling at me from the basement. What? We're doing a YouTube video. Don't tell me another surprise? The dog? I want it to be expensive. Yeah, like any hobby, whatever you want to make of it. If you're into, I don't know, motocross or RC cars or what other hobbies are. Any hobby. Gaming, computers.
Anything.
Yeah, if you want to spend 30, 40,000 or you want to spend 300-400, whatever you make of it. So it can be expensive, yeah. Is it more expensive than keeping a freshwater tank? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it can be, right?
Depends on what you're keeping, but yeah, usually.
Relative, yeah, so it's what you want to keep in it. So yeah, corals can get expensive. Each one of these is an emotional ride. Yes, there's ups and downs to this hobby for sure. So when it's doing great, when a tank is thriving like this, it's very rewarding. It's a very good feeling.
You ride the high.
Yeah, you're riding the high. And then when it's not doing so great, it's, what are you doing?
Yeah, there he is.
What are you doing? Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. This stupid emerald crab looks like he's eating the hammer. Get out of here. No. Tweezers, hold on. Maybe this is the loser. Maybe this is why the gaudy pores are closed. Okay, you got one shot. Don't miss him. Oh my god. Crap. Okay, this could be it. This could be the reason why. It's quite a large emerald. They're usually reef safe, but I did just catch him pulling polyps off that hammer, so who knows. I'm gonna take you up, buddy. Sorry. So this hobby, you will enjoy it. I think if you enjoy gardening, it's very much like underwater gardening. It's a little more challenging than gardening and just planting bushes, but gardening can be challenging too, but this is quite a bit more challenging. There's lots of testing involved, keeping the water within parameters, lots of what I'm doing right now, just constantly moving stuff to make sure corals don't touch, because when they do touch, they can hurt each other. But it's like creating this, you know, your very own sort of underwater world, and you can get lost in it, you know, so it's really nice sometimes to just turn off everything and just stare at the tank and the animals and the inverts, the fish and the corals. It's very relaxing and very rewarding when it's doing well. Many of our customers have told us that their fish tank has replaced their television, or they've moved their television in lieu of the fish tank, and I can completely understand and see why people do that. It is quite peaceful to watch the fish, especially at night when all the other lights are out and you're looking at just the fish tank. They light up blue with certain LEDs. It is quite relaxing. It's also never ending. What do I mean by that? There's really no,
Nothing is forever.
yeah, there's no finish line. Like, you're constantly, you know, doing something. Corals continue to grow forever. They don't have an off switch. If they're happy, they don't stop growing. So you're constantly pruning and doing stuff. There's really no like, okay, that's it, I'm done the hobby, I beat it, like a video game. It's just a constantly requires your time and attention. I guess that's another point of discussion would be time. These things do take up time, money, and energy. And if you don't have a combination of those three things, it may not be the best hobby. Money, you know, there's ways to do it. There's less expensive tanks. We have another video series. If you don't already have a tank, you know, subscribe to our channel. We have this video series here on the cheapest reef tank. So we just started this one. Cost us $300 Canadian to put together. So, you know, whatever the budget allows. This one was done as cheap as we possibly could. To get something like this up and running in your house, I would say hardware wise, you're probably around 8 to 10, maybe 8,000 bucks Canadian. And then the corals and the fish, you know, maybe double that once it's full. A lot of them started from frags and we grew them out. But that kind of brings me back to the idea of gardening. It's really satisfying to start with a small piece of coral a small fragment and then grow it out. It's one of the most rewarding, I think, aspects about the hobby, is starting with something small and then just watching it grow and watching it flower and get big over time and taking care of it and watching it develop colors, and then hopefully one day being able to break off fragments or pieces and sell them or share them with other people in the hobby. Which is another cool part about the hobby, is meeting like-minded people and meeting other people that are into the same hobby. So actually I've made a lot of friends with people over the years, even customers. I don't know how it happens. They come in the store and they're friendly, and you see them, you know, once or twice a week, and a year down the road, before you know it, you're at a bar having a drink with someone who started out as one of your customers, and you end up becoming friends. And that's a really cool part about the hobby too, is going to meet and greets, frag swaps. Well, right now we're in the middle of a pandemic, so none of that's happening, but it's pretty cool to meet like-minded people that have the same interests. And most reefers are really helpful. People that are in this hobby, they want to see you do well, and they'll share their knowledge and experience, and people give away tons of corals and stuff like that, overgrows. They say, come pick up my green star polyp or xenia. So there's a really nice social aspect to the hobby as well. When we're normally open, we do stuff like that, reefer meet and greets at night. We'll actually close the store, have 15-20 people here, order some pizzas, hang out, talk corals, and do workshops, how to frag, or why we do certain things in the store, and tours of the basement, stuff like that. So there's a really cool sort of social aspect to the hobby as well. It's not just you reefing alone. Yeah, so this hobby will teach you patience. If you're not a naturally patient person, it'll teach you responsibility and patience, because nothing good comes fast. Not just in the hobby, but in life. You know, like anything that comes quick usually goes quick. So to get something up and running like this takes time. It takes, you know, about a year, I would say, before a reef aquarium is really dialed in to where you're seeing animals thrive and grow and look colorful and happy. So it's a good lesson. Maybe if you're thinking to get into it or to get your children into it, you know, it could be it's really nice actually when you see, we have families come in, so we have, you know, kids and parents and even grandparents sometimes. They all get involved and pick corals and work together to help the system thrive. I see a lot of people come in saying, oh yeah, I'm just buying this for my son or for my daughter, and it's really for them. But it's cool when everyone can get involved, and spouses that support the hobby. It can be a really nice, fun, and family project. Okay, I've been talking about all the good aspects, all the great, fun, and airy, light topics. It can be a living nightmare when stuff doesn't go well or you make a mistake. They're living animals. Like we started out the video with that dead fish. He looked a little sickly the last week. He wasn't really eating as much. I'm not really sure why he died, but you can get very attached to these fish, like Mr. Yellow Mellow over here. You know, a fish like this, if you take care of it, will live 25, 30 years. So they become pets, they become part of the family in a way, and we don't want to see them die. So they're living animals, they take time, they take attention. So when stuff isn't doing well, it can be nerve-wracking. It can keep you up late at night, biting your nails, searching forums and YouTube videos, trying to figure out, you know, how come my torch isn't doing good, or why do I have green hair algae? Or it can be nerve-wracking and upsetting. The same way that it can be very rewarding, it can be the opposite of rewarding. One other thing, if you set something like this up, they're quite delicate. So once they're running, I find that it's difficult to travel. If you're somebody who travels a lot for leisure or for work or for whatever reason, this may not be the best hobby for you, because I find that when people go away on vacation and they leave their tanks to their mother-in-laws or to their sons or to their cousins or neighbors, people that don't have one of these, they don't really understand how delicate they are. And it's very common that we see people go away on vacation and they come back and the tank is not the way they left it. So if you're somebody who travels a lot, this hobby may not be the right hobby for you. It is quite difficult to travel and keep it looking nice like this, and I would say if you're gone for more than a week at a time. So this video is not to try and talk you out of getting a reef tank or try to talk you into getting a reef tank. I'm just sharing some of our experiences here in the store. It is very, what is the right word? Addicting. It's very addicting, and it's hard to explain to someone that isn't in the hobby. It's like a drug. except it's worse because you can walk into our store and it's legal and we'll take your credit card and you can spend as much as you want and the police aren't going to arrest you and you don't have to call your mother to bail you out. So it's way worse than drugs because there's no limit, and it's hard to explain how it's like drugs, but if you're in the hobby, you know, comment below, try and explain to other people. Maybe my words aren't doing the right job. It's very, very addicting. I don't think there's another word for that. I started as a reefer 15, 16 years ago with a small 15-gallon in my bedroom that my parents told me not to get, and somehow that evolved over the course of the last 10 years into a business that just it's become my life. All I do is eat, sleep, and breathe reef tanks and saltwater fish and coral. So I guess I took it, the addiction to the ultimate level. I'm a stage 10 coral addict to the point where I can't even go out and get a job because I need to just be around corals all day. And it's very hard to explain, but I know that if you have a reef tank, you understand what I'm saying. And if you get in the hobby, maybe you'll think back and say, oh, that guy in the video warned me that I was gonna I can't get addicted to corals, that doesn't make any sense. And then you'll go back and watch and say, shit, that guy was right, I'm full-blown coral addict. You're laughing, you get it, right? Yeah, you get it. Yeah, the employees here get it because they work here, they understand it. But I would never want to do anything else. It's an amazing profession, job. Maybe I can do a video on what it's like to my voice is so gone, I'm sorry. This was not the right day for this video. Just sometimes I get ideas and then I start talking behind the camera and then this is what happens. My voice is gone, but I'll do a video on what it's like to own a reef store. And I'll kind of walk through what a day-to-day looks like, if that's something you're interested in seeing. I think that's enough for today's video. My voice hurts. I can't talk too much more about this. If you guys got any questions about keeping reef tanks, I'm gonna leave our contact info at the end of the video like I always do. Please subscribe. I'm trying my best to do a video every single day. We're in the middle of this pandemic lockdown and I'm really enjoying it. So if you guys got any video ideas, please shoot me an email and let me know because... Huh? Yeah, I'm not, is that what I said, pandemic? My brain is foggy. Yeah, I'm not enjoying making pandemics, but a lot of the videos that we do here on the channel are from you guys. You guys send us emails and give us ideas and like, oh, I love that, let's do a video on that. So keep them coming, really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, subscribe. This is Fragbox TV, and that's what it's like to own a reef tank.